So there's the brown dog. Carolyn's calling her Red. She kind of listens to that name. Pretty well behaved. So the white one insists on being in the house. I was surprised Carolyn let her in there, but she just walks in behind you. So she's in there now, laying on the floor. Pretty well behaved, doesn't move much. Leave hamburger on the counter for a minute. She doesn't bother it. So I'm sure they're gonna end up staying here. So as long as we can get them inside when it's cold, you know, really cold, we can get them inside and keep them warm. That way we don't get in trouble. I guess I don't mind. And now that Skitty's gone, it you know, I hate that she died, but I mean, I really do. You saw the video. It was devastating, but no reason we can't take these guys on. So, well, it's Sunday. I'll tell you, some days it's hard to remember to even make a video. So it's Sunday, and I was really enjoying my day off, but I had this little thing in the back of my mind, you know, just that little hollow feeling in your gut. I'm forgetting to do something. What is it? What is it? Oh, I gotta make a video. The sad thing about YouTube is no matter how much you make or how many views you get, or you know, whatever it is, they track it. And they track, like, I guess the last 90 days or whatever. And so you're always, you can't really take a day off, because YouTube in its analytics, it feels like punishment. Oh, you look here, you missed a day. Even though they tell you to take days off, it really is devastating to see this huge dip. I mean, think about it. You get a paycheck every week, or every 2 weeks, whatever you get, and all of a sudden you see this huge dip because you took Wednesday off. It's devastating. So it's hard to take a day off. The thing is my channel seems like it's always in the negative. You know, they give you little green things if you're doing well, and little gray things if you're not doing well. And I don't hardly ever remember this channel being in the green. I don't know how I grew. I really don't, because it seems like every measurement is always in the gray. So I've lost almost 900 subscribers since January, and I know it's mostly the trolls. Of course, you know, there's some deleted accounts and that kind of stuff that YouTube takes off, but you can always see the trolls, you know, 2 at a time, or they ding you one all day long. But it's pretty consistent, especially on weekends. It's pretty consistent that they remove 10 accounts every day. So sometimes more, sometimes less, but mostly 10 accounts. And, you know, since my channel is about off-grid and I'm not really trying to grow it anymore, it's just keeps going down and down. 900 subscribers since January. Oh well. I don't know how anybody can stay that enthused about unsubscribing to a YouTube channel every day for 6 years, maybe. That's when I think I started noticing it, 2 years after I started the channel. Just adding in accounts and removing accounts. I mean, what kind of obsession is that? It's just strange to me. But you get used to it after a while. It takes a long time to get used to it. But so, not much going on. Got this Stihl chainsaw. This is a really old chainsaw. At least 30 years old, at least. And it's before they renamed everything to MS. Now everything says MS. I think the lowest number is MS 170. But this is 025, so this is I didn't look to see if there's a date on it. Let's see if we can find the serial number. I don't see one right off the bat. No, I don't see it on that sticker. So, oh wait, what? No. Oh, there it is. 91. But it is really clean. It's just really clean. It's brand new chain. So the guy brings it over and says this is his father-in-law's. His father-in-law gathered, passed away. And so they took it home. That's it. Can you get it running? Sure. So I choked it, pulled it 3 times, it popped off. Pulled it 3 more times, started running. I adjusted the carburetor a little bit so it wouldn't die on idle, but not much, maybe a quarter turn. It didn't take much. So, and that's probably within EPA regulations even. So then he said, can you sharpen the chain? Sure, I can do that. But the chain's shot. It's got 2 teeth that has big nicks in it, so I couldn't really, I mean, I did sharpen it, but I couldn't really charge it for it because the chain's no good. And so, you know, you think about, well, I'll just buy a new chain and I can make some money off that. Nope, had a chain in there. So I'm not going to make anything off this. I am going to show him how to start it because I'm sure that's what he was having problems with. Still has a kind of a unique starting procedure. So, and for anybody that doesn't know how to start it, or cares, all you have to do, it's harder to set up the tripod, is you pull the trigger and then you push it all the way down the choke. If you just push it down the choke without pulling the trigger, well, then you have the choke flap shut and the throttle flap shut, so nothing's getting into the cylinder. But if you open the throttle up, and that choke, you know, this button holds it, and so then you pull it until it pops off. If you pull it too much, then you're gonna have then it's gonna flood. The very next pull, it'll flood actually. So then you take up the half choke after it pops off, and you pull it until it starts, and then you hit the throttle, and that just releases the half choke. It's not hard to start, but if you don't know the procedure, you'll never get it started because it doesn't have a priming bulb. Pretty nice saw. I would be worried about having it because eventually parts are going to go extinct on it. It's I mean, I found a carburetor for it. I was a little worried I wasn't going to be able to find one if I needed one. So, still don't have the truck, obviously. The weekend's not over. It's supposed to be done tomorrow. Hopefully, hopefully we can get it tomorrow because Carolyn would really like to go to town. What else? There's just not much going on. You know, business has died off. Yesterday, it was kind of funny. I think it was yesterday. No, maybe it was the day before. Anyway, one of the days I said, you know, this is the first day the entire mowing season that we have not had a piece of equipment on this, you know, somebody else's equipment on this property. Whether I was working on one or had one that needed worked on, didn't matter. I wasn't talking about that. It was like, you know, ones that people are waiting to, you know, I'm waiting for people to pick up, or ones that I'm working on, or whatever it was the first time. And then the saw showed up, so I guess that's kind of interesting. Yeah, that would have been yesterday, Saturday. So what else? Yeah, I don't think there's a lot going on. Had the guy pick up his push mower, and all he wanted was a blade changed. Found that kind of strange. The guy seemed a little bit younger, so I didn't really understand. You know, it doesn't seem like it would be hard to change your own blade, but maybe he didn't have the tools. I don't know. So, changed the blade. He wanted me to straighten the blade, but it was so bad bent. I mean, I did straighten it so I could test the mower and make sure it ran. But you really shouldn't straighten blades. I've done it to my own mowers, but I would never do it to somebody else's. But this here was bent pretty sharply too. Yeah, it was this side, and it was just bent straight up. So he wanted me to straighten it. I said, no, I'll replace the blade, but I'm not going to straighten it. Okay. So, well, I guess he brought it over on Monday. So Tuesday, I called him, said it's ready. Oh, okay. And you could see that he wasn't prepared for the price because I only charged him $10 to put it on. I mean, I figured I need to charge him something. I know the trolls are going to beat me up. What do you mean charging $10? Well, there's a lot of companies, you know, mechanics who charge 1 hour no matter what. So, but the trolls do get upset that I charge for easy jobs. And I don't get that, you know. I had to look the part up, and I know it's not hard. I get it, but am I supposed to not work for anything? And I think some of these trolls think that, yeah, in some cases you shouldn't charge anything. But the blade was $30. So I charged $30 plus the the $10, so it's $40. And it does seem high for a blade, for a push mower. I get it, it seems high. But the bulk of the cost was the blade, not my labor. So, you know, I get it. I don't want to charge a guy. I would rather him have done it himself. But he wanted me to do it. So anyway, you know, he come pick it up. I showed him the new blade. And it was like he's never seen a new blade before. He was just, wow, look at that. That's neat. And just, I was like, really? You've never seen a blade? I don't know. I mean, like I said, he's younger. I don't know how much younger. So, I don't know. Maybe dads just don't teach that kind of stuff anymore. You know, I guess when I was growing up, you don't see bicycles around here. And kids don't ride bicycles. You know, I was growing up, you know, there was bicycles. And if you wanted to ride your bicycle, you better know how to fix it, or you're going to have to wait until Dad comes home. And who wanted to do that? Nobody wanted to wait. So, you know, they were fixing their own bikes. Putting on their own inner tubes, fixing their own inner tubes. I guess people don't ride bikes anymore. And of course, you got to have all the safety equipment, so I don't even know if that's a law. I guess it's a law that you have to have safety equipment if you're going to ride a bike. But I had a mini bike, a little Honda. I loved that thing. Man, I loved it. And the two locking, see, it was they were called, it was a tensioner is what it was. On the back wheel, it would tension the chain. No, let me back up. The tire went flat, that's what it was. And Dad worked for a local lawnmower mechanic. I think he was working there at the time. And we were gonna go camping at a little lake called Goose Creek. And I wanted to take that mini bike, but it had a flat tire. So Dad says, well, you get the tire out, bring it to the shop, and you know, have Mom take it to the shop, and we'll fix it. So I took it. And the thing is, it wasn't like Dad had the greatest tools either back then. Yeah, I think it was a crescent wrench and a screwdriver. So the tensioner on the mini bike, one of them broke. And I thought, oh no, this is never going to get fixed. But I did. Mom took me down there, and I explained to the what it was. You had the owner. His name was Red. And his son, Ronnie. And then there was a son-in-law called Virgil. So Ronnie, I guess I talked to Ronnie. I either talked to Dad or Ronnie. And so, you know, gave him the tire. And then gave him that piece that was broke. So White is out. She's really good. She's potty trained. It's obvious. She wants out. She'll come out. She'll look around. And she'll go potty here in a minute. And I think Carolyn's calling her Girly. We got a flea collar on that one. She'll let us put a flea collar on. So anyway, Ronnie took a washer, the same size as this tensioner, and welded a bolt on it and made that work. Now I was kind of disappointed because they put a golf cart tire on it. Not a golf cart, a go-kart tire on it, and it was a slick tire. You know, this mini bike had some traction, at least some tread. But anyway, I don't remember putting it back on. That's the thing. I remember so clearly taking it off, but I bet I had to put it back on. I don't know. Maybe Dad came home and he helped me put it on. I don't remember it. But anyway, I know that I went down to Goose Creek with it because the air filter fell off. And being stupid back then, I thought, well, it can't be that big of a deal. I can run around this weekend without it on. But, yeah, I don't know what ever really happened to that mini bike. That's strange. I'm a bit confused on that subject. And I've never thought about it, but where did it go? Anyway, so my point is the guy who didn't know what a blade is on a lawnmower, the blade would have been one of the first things I would have done to a lawnmower. I remember my grandpa died. After Mom and Dad got divorced, my grandpa died, and he helped me rebuild my first lawnmower, push mower, and I went around cutting grass. Well, after he died, there was nobody to work on lawnmowers, to help me work on lawnmowers anymore. So I bought my own, from Walmart. It was like $100. And you know, I had to change the oil and do the filters and all that stuff, and I was really good about it. I mean, I kept right on top of it. I remember. So, well, I guess that's enough about talking about the kids of today. So if you'll click this up next box, take you to a video over my other channel, and it'll be a brand new video today, working on something. So I hope I can inspire you to have a Sunday so you have a day off when you're living your dreams. Thanks for watching.